Welcome back, guys. I know I haven't made a tutorial for building MotherLoad in 3D in a long time, but you'll be glad to know I am now finished my exams, so I will be creating some more over the next few weeks, hopefully finishing the tutorial series for those who want to, finish them off. And in part 19, which is the part we're at now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to clean this up a bit. And the first thing I want to do is I know we should have been doing the inventory this video, but what I really want to do is, why is this lagging so much? Probably because of my screen recorder. What I really want to do is create a for loop so we don't have to invoke this stuff. Let me show you what I mean. You can see that the world's getting created block by block. Well, more like tab by tab. And the way it's currently programmed is that for every up you have to create like a new line of code. And to be honest, we kind of want this to be automated so we don't have to, put in 200 lines of code, which will just, really slow down your program or your game. So to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a for loop. So for now, just keep that function there, those two functions. We're going to remove them after. Just call this one a generate world. And up here in the start function, you just want to remove the to invoke repeating. So that means we no longer will we be calling those two functions every 0.1 seconds. Okay, so now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to do var width equals let's just leave that at 10 for now, and then that one height like that. And what we're gonna do now is in our generate world, we're gonna do a for loop. If you don't know what a for loop is, it is basically a way of, so you don't know. That's why I'm explaining. It's basically a way of doing whatever is within the for loop many times until you reach, something over. Let me just type it in. Until, let's say here. This is for width. I'm just going to explain this. It's much easier if I explain it now. So for w being 0 at the beginning of the loop, on the first loop, and then if w, this variable here, is less than width, which is right here, width 10. Okay? If it's less than that, then w++, so add 1 to w and run everything inside here. But this gets run very often. Well, in the whole, I don't actually know how quick it is, but it gets run extremely quickly, and that's why we're going to use it. So let me put in another one here, and I'm going to type h into here for height, like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this rock here, put it in here, remove rock because we don't need the variable rock, and instead of having this x thing and this -1, we're actually going to put in w, which is our variable here. So we can actually use these variables, which is very useful if you're going to, create different blocks like we're doing now, but also move them, so offset them. And so we'll put height, but you also want to do minus the height, because if you don't minus the height, that means we're gonna instantiate a rock with the transform position of y being equal to h. So if h is equal to 64, that rock is gonna be 64 up, but in our game we want our player to start off at 0. So all that's gonna do is it's gonna move it down, and z is always gonna be 0. And now if we hit play, we can see that already it's generated the world and it looks great. But of course 10 by 10 doesn't look very, you know, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 64 by 128, and you're going to see the difference. So I hit play. Of course, it's going to take a bit longer because it's generating many cubes very quickly. And there we go, we're in game, and that's what it generated. So if you were to create a line of code for every single cube going up, that would take forever, and there is no point in doing that. So now that we've got this going and our random cube cube program thing is working, you can see that, you know, everything works great. We're at 0 feet and it moves down. So that's all I wanted to do in this tutorial. In the next one, we're probably gonna carry on with the GUI, or we'll get going with some player movements or something like that. We're gonna do something fun. Alright, bye bye guys.